going to go over a lot of guys when they're in that front rack position. You know, they freak out about the elbow. They might feel a little something in the elbow. It's usually when you feel something in there, it's on your throwing arm. It's usually you're irritating some type of injury that's already there. Okay. Just to give you confidence in how that works, injury rates for Olympic lifters in the elbow are 2.5% of overall injuries. They don't have a pattern of injury, and their overall injury rates are lower than Major League Baseball. So there's not a big issue of elbow injuries. If anything, it's almost non-existent. So here's the thing with the joint. Right there, the UCL is in between that ulnar and the humerus right there, okay? So when we're in the throwing position and laying back, this joint isn't compressed. See all that movement in that joint? That's why it's so vulnerable in external rotation in that position. There's not a lot of compression there. The joint is pretty vulnerable to tearing that ligament. When you're in a front rack position, you have to turn your hand over to receive the bar, right? So in the turning of it over, you're twisting the ulnar and the radial, and then when it lays back, dude, you couldn't compress this joint anymore. Like, you should feel how strong the elbow is right now because of the twisting and the flexion in that position. It's fully compressed as it lays back. So this joint is really protected right now, okay? If more than likely, it doesn't get specifics in that study. The guys that are having the elbow injuries are snatching when they're overhead trying to hold the weight now that the elbow is more vulnerable at that point. So the front rack position is actually a pretty secure, stable position for the elbow joint because of what you're doing by pronating and flexing that joint. It's pretty stable. I'm more concerned about your shoulder joint than your elbow joint at that point. Just wanted to give y'all confidence in how that works. All right, let's go back.